Divya Bahel, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to continue is petroleum refining and petrochemicals. So in this lecture we will study about different kind of polymers. Okay? So now we are moving forward to polythene. Okay, so in polythene also you have various kinds of polythene, okay, based on the density. So the first one you have to talk about is low density polyethylene. Okay, it is also called as LDPE. So some important properties about LDPE is that first of all the process, okay, the manufacturing process through which your LDPE is obtained, okay, that is at very high pressure. So here you can see that when your pressure condition is about 1000 to 3000 bar, so at that pressure you obtain your low density polyethylene. Okay, so it is a very high pressure process. The temperature of this process is about 80 to 300 degrees Celsius. Now as a catalyst what you use, oxygen or peroxide is used as a catalyst, which also behaves as a initiator. Okay, now see, polythene is what? It is an addition reaction. Okay, addition chain reaction is there. So initiator, what does it do? It converts, okay, as an initiator, it acts as a free radical which initiates the reaction. Now once free radical has been formed, now your chain reaction will go on. Okay? Addition of multiple ethylene monomers. Okay, so the monomer here is what? Ethylene. Okay, the density obtained through this process is about 0.915 to 0.93. Okay, so a unit is what? In gram per centimeter cube. So here you can see the density. Okay, now what about branching? It is a very heavy branching polymer. So you can see that your LDPE, the branching is very high. Okay, then the conversion per here is about 30%. So here you can see that in a single pass, okay, only 30% conversion is there. So here you can take into account that you have to do multiple recycling. Okay, the use of recycling, what does it do? It increases the conversion. Now LDPE, the sign, okay, of LDPE is what? You can see the sign, that 4 number, that is for your LDPE. So these are the certain properties, okay, of your LDPE in the process manufacturing. Okay, now here you can see the manufacturing processes. First of all, what you are doing as your monomer is what? Ethylene. Okay, in first compression you are increasing the pressure up to 25 megapascal. Okay, here I have described it in bar, but in case of instead of that you can also represent it in form of megapascal also. So in the first compression it increases the pressure, okay, up to any level pressure. Okay, suppose here we are taking into account 25 megapascal. Second stage compressor, further it increases the pressure up to 250 megapascal. Okay, now you are sending your product, okay, your monomer into the reactor. Here your catalyst also added. Okay, now in high pressure reactor you get your polymerized product, that is your polythene. Okay, now in high pressure separator it is sent. Okay, in high pressure separator what happens? The unreacted monomer is recycled back. This operates at 25 megapascal. Now from high pressure separator again it goes to low pressure separator, where further separation of your unreacted monomer is done. Here your low pressure separator, it operates at, you know how much? At up to 2 megapascal. Okay, the recycle compressor, you can see that it again increases the pressure. From low pressure separator your pressure is, you are getting your product, your monomer, at 0.7 megapascal. Further it increases the up to 2 megapascal, and this is recycled back to where? At first cascade, at your first compressor of your process. Okay, now from the low pressure separator your polymer is then sent to extruder. What is extruder? It is also called as granulator. See, in granulator, in the right side you can see the image. Okay, in small granules you are getting your polythene. So granulator, what does it do? It strips out your polythene product and it cuts into small granules. Okay, then it is sent to the weathering unit where certain additives are added. Okay, and your final product is what? Polythene. So this is the process of obtaining what? LDPE, low density polythene. So the important key points are what? That this is a very high pressure, hence what we are doing, we are compressing your monomer up to 250 megapascal. Okay, now the properties of what? First of all, because heavy branching is there, it means intermolecular forces are weaker here. Density is what? Low, right? Branching is very much here. It means the tensile strength, stiffness and hardness is what? It is less. The ductility of your low density polythene is high here. Ductility means your polythene, it can be molded into many shapes. Okay, here it is very flexible in nature. Hence, what you can do, you can stretch your polythene into thin films also, sheets also, right? Then it is very soft and lightweight material. So these are the properties of your LDPE. Now here you can see the uses of LDPE, right? In thin plastic sheets you are using your LDPE. Then polybags also, okay? Your vendors, they give you polybag. Okay, so those are made of what? LDPE. Then light bottles also. Okay, here the stiffness of this bottle is very less. Okay, this bottle can be squeezed also in your hand. So these thin grade bottles are made from what? LDPE. Besides that, it is also used in making what? Packaging material. In raincoats, gloves, covering. So here you can see that these are all the examples of what? LDPE. And next is your high density polythene. Okay, it is also called as HDPE. Now, the properties are what? First of all, your process. This HDPE is carried out low pressure condition. Okay, so the pressure here is about 10 to 80 bar. Okay, the temperature is again 70 to 300 degrees Celsius. Here note down the catalyst which you are using to carry out a polymerization reaction. Okay, it is alumina based catalyst. Okay, also called as Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Okay. So here important thing you have to note down is your Ziegler-Natta catalyst is used. Now the density here is 0.94 to 0.97. You can see density is very high. Right? Branching. The branching is very less. Can also be said that it is linear. So here you can see in the image that your branching is very less. Okay. Now the notation of your HDPE is what? You can see 2-number polythene brand, that is your HDPE. Right. So the very important note which you have to remember here is HDPE is produced via low pressure process. Okay. And the catalyst used here is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So the process is simple. Okay, in your fluid bed reactor, again note one more difference from LDPE. The reactor which you are using here is your fluidized bed reactor. Okay, so in fluidized bed reactor, what you are supplying? You are supplying your ethene monomer. Okay, along with that, you are using your catalyst. So in your fluidized bed reactor, under suitable pressure and temperature condition, your polymerization reaction is taken place. Okay, then it is then sent to separator unit where your unreacted ethylene, okay, it is recycled back to your fluidized bed reactor, and from the bottom you get your polythene. So this is your HDPE production. Okay, now the properties here are, as less branching is there and more linear structure is obtained for your high density polymer. Okay, it means the density is what here? High, because branching is less. The tensile strength, stiffness and hardness is more. Okay, it is reverse of what? LDPE. Ductility is not high here. Now, it is superior resistance to solvent, alcohol, acids and alkali, but it has low resistance to hydrocarbons. So these are the properties of your HDPE. Besides that, your HDPE can withstand heat up to 100 degrees Celsius temperature, whereas your LDPE, okay, its resistance is up to temperature is what? About 20 to 30 degrees Celsius only, right? Now uses here are, you can see your heavy containers. Okay, you can see in day-to-day life also the waste buckets. Okay, your dustbins. It is made from heavy plastic. So that heavy plastic is what? That is your HDPE. Besides the kitchen containers also. Okay, nowadays many of the utensils are obtained of plastic also. Generally, which you use to store food in fridge. Okay, so those are kitchen containers that are also made of what? High density polythene. Then bottles also, your hard bottles. Okay, good grade bottles which are made of heavy plastics. Okay, that plastic is HDPE. Then pipes are also made of HDPE. So these are the certain uses of your high density polythene. Important note here is your process is what? It is a low pressure process, and the catalyst used here is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. The next one is, the next type of polythene is your linear low density polythene. Okay, it is same as HDPE. Okay, the process is same. You are using what? Ziegler-Natta catalyst, right? And the pressure is also low. But here with ethylene, another monomer is used. Okay, it can be butene, hexene or octene. Okay, so another monomer is also used here during the polymerization reaction. So density of this product, it is same as LDPE. Okay, density is low, but the linearity is of HDPE. Okay, so what is your product at the end? LLDP. What is it? Low linear low density polythene. It means the structure is linear and the density is low. The catalyst used here is what? Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Now here, as this process is carried out using solution polymerization method, hence you are using cyclohexane as your solvent, right? Now here another thing which is added here is chain terminator, okay, which controls the molecular weight of your reaction product, okay, of your polythene. It stops the reaction when your desired molecular weight compound is obtained, right? So the flow diagram is very simple. You can see that in your reactor what are the things you are adding. First of all, you are adding your ethylene monomer, okay. Along with that, you are adding your copolymer. It can be butene, hexene, octene, okay. Plus, you are adding your cyclohexane solvent, as the process is what it is carried out in as a solution polymerization method, right. With that, you are also adding your catalyst, okay. Ziegler-Natta catalyst is added, plus deactivator is also added. So your polymerization reaction is carried out at suitable temperature pressure condition, okay. From that, you get your polymerized product along with unreacted monomers which are recycled back, right? And as a part of finishing it, okay, you are adding certain additives. It depends on the demand of your product, right? And from that you get your polymer pellets. So this is the flow diagram of your low linear density polythene products, right? So here you can see that the difference between these three types of polythene, okay. HDPE is generally linear, okay, very less branching is there. Whereas in LLDP, short branching is there and it is linear. But LDPE, the branching, it is very long branched, okay, and linearity is very less here. So these are the difference in your different kinds of polythene. The next kind of polymer is your styrene butadiene rubber. It is also known as BUNA-S, okay. Bu for butadiene, Na for sodium, and S for your styrene. So first of all, it is produced by copolymerization. Copolymerization means two different monomers are used here, okay. So you are using your butadiene and styrene, okay. So in presence of a caustic media, NaOH is added here, okay. Sodium hydroxide is added, which creates a caustic media, and your polymerization reaction occurs to give you BUNA-S, that is your SBR. So here you can see the reaction mechanism, okay. So this way your polymerization reaction occurs. Now about the flow sheet, first of all, what you are doing, your fresh recycled monomers, okay, fresh monomers and your recycled monomer are purified by 20% aqueous caustic purification. So the NaOH, okay, it creates what? Caustic media. Then this stream continuously passes through 6 to 12 glass line or stainless steel reactors. So here you can see the series of reactors are kept here, okay. The polymerization product is then stripped with chemical inhibitors, and the latex resulting from the reactors are collected in your blow down tanks, okay. Then this latex is sent to falling film stripper to remove the butadiene, and the bottoms are fed to a perforated plate column where styrene is stripped off. So in G's, this two, okay, strippers are added to take out your unreacted monomers, butadiene and styrene, okay. Then the latex is coagulated to the rubber in coagulator. So here you can see the detailed flow sheet, okay, starting with what you are doing, styrene and butadiene, they are fed into a caustic contactor, okay, where you are adding your caustic soda also, okay, NaOH is added. Now in filter you are taking out your excess NaOH, okay, then it is sent to where? It is then sent to reactors, okay. See, activator, soap and modifiers are certain additives which are added here, okay. So in reactor, refrigeration is carried out, okay. So here you can see that the temperature of your reaction mixture, it is less. Then it is sent to blow down tank, okay. The blow down tank, what was the use here? That the polymerized product is stripped with chemical inhibitors, and the latex resulting from the reactor is collected in your blow down tank. So in blow down tank, you are taking out your inhibitors, okay. Then it is sent to series of strippers. Here you can see that butadiene and styrene is taken out, right. Then your polymerized product is sent to a coagulator, okay, where you are adding carbon black and coagulation of latex occurs, okay. Carbon black, why it is added? It is added to increase its strength, okay. In G's you can say that in your monomer tank you are adding your styrene and butadiene, okay. In a reactor, polymerization reaction occurs. Then your step is your monomer recovery, okay, where you are recycling your monomer. This way you get your latex. Okay, so here you can see that the refined product obtained from coagulator, that is your latex. Okay, then further treatment is done over here of sulfuric acid is added. Okay, it depends upon the grade of your rubber which you need. Okay, it totally depends on the demand of your rubber, what kind of grade rubber you need. So based on that, your latex, okay, your rubber, it is then dried off. Okay, here you can see that in vacuum filter, also washing it with water. So the process is to remove the solvent. Okay, so this way you get your rubber. So your latex on coagulation, it gives you SBR. Your final product is dried and dried off. Okay. What are the properties of SBR? First of all, SBR is a weak like natural rubber. Okay, it is weak in nature, hence to reinforces you add carbon black. That process is called as your vulcanization of your rubber. Okay. Sometimes sulfur is also added, right? So carbon black, sulfur. Here depends on what is the requirement of your rubber. Based on that, you are adding certain additives. Now, as styrene content increases above 50%, and your rubber becomes plastic and it is used as latex paint. So another important point you have to remember here is the percentage of your both the monomers. Okay, styrene and butadiene content. So if 50%, if your styrene content increases beyond 50%, okay, then the rubber becomes plastic and then it's uses to make what latex paint. So that was about your SBR. Hence, this was today for today's lecture. In next lecture, we will continue different kinds of polymers. Thank you.